Good morning, friends. This is Mrs. Viriel with your morning announcements. Today is November 16th, 2020, and it will be an A day, even with our remote learning. I'm not going to announce any lunches today. Hopefully, you and your family are taking advantage of the school food program and picking up your food on those days that they listed. We do have several birthdays today, but they're both adults. The first one is Miss Stedman, our daytime custodian, the woman who keeps this place just beautifully immaculate and very well clean and safe. She and her team are amazing, and we are so lucky to have her. And then Mrs. Van Boegelen, our kindergarten teacher, she's enjoying a birthday today. Do you know that the Manchester staff, just in our building, there are 7 November birthdays? It's a very popular month for us. A couple things to think about. Today is National Fast Food Day. That seems funny, doesn't it? National Fast Food Day, where we celebrate things like McDonald's and Wendy's, or drive-ins like A&W. Merriam-Webster first put fast food in the dictionary in 1951, which I think is super popular. Fast food restaurants became popular when after the automobile was more prevalent, and after World War I, when restaurants like diners and drive-ins became popular for people to come in and enjoy their food. Um, Fun fact: the first Happy Meal was served in 1979. And even though fast food mostly began as hamburgers and shakes and sandwiches, it then broadened. Now we have tacos and we have all kinds of fun food. And you know that sodas weren't even introduced right away? That was a later thing that they brought. The second thing is this is also National Button Day, which I think is super funny because yesterday I was cleaning out drawers and I was finding a ton of buttons that came with clothing, and I was organizing them and putting them in a box because lots of people have button collections. Lots of people use buttons to repair buttons that fall off of clothing. Lots of people use buttons for crafting. Just so many reasons to have buttons. Do you know some of the original buttons were made from stone and clay? And now most buttons are plastic. It does say that we also use buttons a lot for board games. So when you get your schoolwork done today, check out and see how many buttons you have in your house. Do you have any? Do you use them for games? What do you use your buttons in your house for? That reminds me that our day is still going to be pretty busy with schoolwork today. And there's some expectations I want to talk about. I want to talk about a few every day. Today, the really important one I want to start with is that you find a quiet place to do your work. Working from home can be interesting, but if you can find a place with less distractions for you, it will cause less distractions for your teacher and your classmates. The next thing you want to think about is your mute button. It's really important that we use the mute button. A lot of times, our families are talking in the background, or mom and dad are asking you a question. If they're talking while the teacher's talking, while other families are talking, it's really hard for you to hear and understand what's going on. A lot of times, when you have your mute open, it also causes a lot of feedback, and you want to try to avoid that. The next thing that I wanted to go over today was eating. I really wanted you to try to wait for your class time to be over before you start eating. Some of you may be invited to eat lunch with your teacher, but that is something, a special event. We try to avoid having our snacks or our breakfast while we're working. Let's devote that super swell time to really thinking and save our food for later. Now, obviously, you might need a drink of water while you're working, but remind yourself that if you do need to take a break, that you really want to let your teacher know where you've gone. You want to ask to go to the bathroom just like you do in the classroom. Teachers need to know where you are. They need to know how to help you, and they need to know that you're safe wherever you are. All right. So those are some expectations that I went over for today. Now, decide with your family how you're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance today. And then remember, have a super swell day. Even if you're not at Claygirl Elementary, you are still super readers and super leaders. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.